Now that you have started your AAA arbitration case, we thought it would be helpful to inform you about the various stages that you can expect to experience as you proceed through the case. As all communications are to be handled in writing, if a response by the AAA is required to any written communication, please allow at least a 24 to 48-hour time frame in order for the case administrator to respond. While each case is different and may have unique circumstances that can change the usual procedures, arbitrations usually proceed through the following general stages. Stage 1, the case initiation stage. During this stage of the case, the AAA sends out a letter or email notifying the parties that the case has been filed. This communication will also provide information regarding the arbitration process. Dates for when the respondent should file an answer to the claimant's demand for arbitration and for all parties to provide any other needed information will be set at this time as well.
If there are any further fees required from any party at this time, the AAA will also request the fees.
Stage 2, arbitrator invitation stage. Depending on what process is set forth in the rules that govern the arbitration, the AAA invites an arbitrator or arbitrators to serve on the case. As part of this process, the arbitrator reviews case information, checks for conflicts, and returns a signed oath document with disclosures, if any. Stage 3, arbitrator appointment stage. Parties are notified of the appointed arbitrator and provided the opportunity to object to this arbitrator serving on the case. A due date for any objections is set, and if any objections are received, the AAA will conduct a process to decide if the arbitrator should be kept on or removed from the case. If the AAA decides to remove the arbitrator, the case returns to the arbitrator invitation stage previously described. If the arbitrator is kept on the case continues to the next stage. Stage 4, preliminary hearing and information exchange stage. The preliminary hearing conference call with the parties and the arbitrator will be scheduled and held. Usually during this call, preliminary issues are addressed, the exchange of information between the parties is scheduled, and a hearing date is set. After the call is held, the arbitrator will issue a written document called a scheduling order, which confirms all important dates and specifics discussed on the call. Stage 5, hearing stage. During this stage, the parties present their case to the arbitrator. This process can take place in person, over the telephone, or by the parties submitting written documents. The parties' arbitration agreement and the rules that govern the case will dictate the process. Sometimes parties will also submit written arguments after the hearing at the discretion of the arbitrator. Stage 6, award stage. After the hearing is completed and the arbitrator determines no more evidence will be presented, a date for the issuance of the award is set. The arbitrator renders a written award which decides the outcome of the case. The award is sent to the parties. At this point, the case is over and the AAA closes its file. Again, these are the general stages of most arbitration cases. As the arbitration progresses through these stages, the AAA will communicate specific directions and information about each. It is important to read this information carefully, respond, and participate appropriately throughout the process.